See what we can do here. Hey, hey. Oh gosh, this is a brain thing. Ah, what side are my hands on? I don't know. Oh my goodness. So good evening. Good evening, all. I was trying to make it so you could see my face a little bit bigger. I don't know. Somebody, not that you need to see my big face. Somebody today when I was doing Regina, nice to see you. And Lindberger, nice to see you as well. Somebody when I was doing my TikTok live today, because I do my TikToks on my phone and my phone is vertical and closer to my face, and they were like, "Oh, this looks different from the YouTube lives." And yeah, it does, because it's an easier interface for me to do the YouTube lives from my computer, which by nature has a horizontal screen. Good evening, Cheryl Siegel. So I tried to move my computer closer to me. However, I think I might also be unplugging it, which wouldn't be a good thing. Judy Dukes, how are you? Nice to see you. Um, I'm reaching for my there we go. My cloth to wipe my glasses, because I realized after a day of wearing them and whatnot that they are kind of smudgified. So, Sue, nice to see you as well. What's funny? In previous evening or late night, and I know it isn't that late, but I've been working all day. In previous late nights of the YouTube variety, I have occasionally been in like my pajamas ready to go to bed. And while I feel like I'm ready to go to bed, I'll be honest with you, like I just didn't feel like getting on my pajamas right now. No big deal. But yeah, so here we are. Here we are in a room full of strangers dancing in the dark. I gotta learn the rest of that Bee Gees song. Cheryl, nice to see you. Nice to see all of you. Um, it has become getting to be a habit with me. Da 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 da. You're getting to be a rabbit with me. I say that because Easter's coming up. Um, Folks have said that they like the evening YouTube lives. If you want it, you want it, you got it. People have said to me, and I'm still open for suggestions. The decluttering parties that we've been having, folks have said, "Hey, you know what? When you've scheduled them, uh, doesn't work for me. Could you do it at another time?" And hey, Christine, I'm glad you love them, because this is also for my West Coasters, my East Coasters, and my West Coasters, right? Um, what I want to offer you is, so folks have said, you let me know what you like, and I do my best to provide. Now, my best obviously gets run through my own filter, but I offer this to say, um, the decluttering parties, if I am offering them at a time that doesn't work for you, you can do something about it. You can send me an email and say, "Hey, would you consider doing a party on like this day, or even better, this date and this time?" Because if you do, I kind of would show up. So let me know what's going on with you as far as that goes, and I do my best to help if it works for my schedule. So there we go. So for the last many weeks, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern has worked for me for doing um, a YouTube live. I have gotten in the habit of doing a certain thing at a certain time. Next week, I will clue you into this. I did just this afternoon, kind of forgot that I didn't schedule the TikTok and YouTube lives for next week. Next week is only going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because then off the digital grid, as I'm famous for. Um, those are now up on the speakeasy page, the secret hidden page under the header that I decided this morning to call it the TV guide. Do you guys remember TV guide? Anybody? Bueller? Becky, nice to see you. TV guide was when you wanted to know when your show was going to be on. So you would check the TV guide. Oh, I think I just heard my husband coming in. And you would learn when your show was on, so you would do something to remember to turn it on. Cheryl saying, "I remember." Robin with two B's is saying, good to see you in the evening. Yes, this is my one evening a week that I do this. Um, but I'm glad it's working for you. Now, Sue says, I loved TV Guide. So did I. Laverne and Shirley on the cover, finding out if something was an R for a repeat, that type of thing. So think of that page that has the schedule for TikTok lives and YouTube lives and TikTok lives, because I'm showing up on TikTok also to remind people that I'm available there as well. Think of that schedule as the the TV guide. Okay, so enough of that kind of what do I want to call it, like admin random chit chat. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay, what's going to help you today, tonight, feel good about whatever goes on before you go to bed? Now, I will share with you one thing that's going to help me, and you'll notice that I'm reaching for my colored pen. So, one of the things that's also on the secret hidden page is your blank, um, what do you call it? Habit tracker, right? Now, you guys may remember that Suzanne, who's been at some of the decluttering parties and she shows up here and she and I are doing one on one coaching together. She said to me, you know what's making me doing my habit tracker more fun? And I'm always leaning in to be like, who is that? When somebody listens, you remember? Not Pepperidge Farm, the other guy, Schwab or something. She said, you know what's going to make it more fun is I am making each day is going to be a rainbow. And so I had written up the top of mine, oh, I'm going to start that in April. And then I said, wait a minute, it gave me some, why postpone the fun? So I have started to, just as of yesterday, 2 whole days in, and I'm going to make a rainbow. And so I have done some of my, did I go on 2 walks today? I'm going to pretend I did. I mean, I'm working on water number 2.5. I'm going to do that. Okay, so see, I'm making a little rainbow. What can you do tonight, to make yourself feel good before you go to bed? I have a load of laundry in the washer, in the dryer, actually. My washer was acting weird. The dishwasher's going. I have something soaking. Madge, you're soaking in it. Remember that one? I have something that was all grease caked, soaking in the sink. And one of the things I'm going to do is brush my teeth, floss, and do a little reading before I scroll on my phone. I hope when you're looking back on today in the rear view mirror, from where you're sitting in the driver's seat of your day, before you get out of the car, just look in the rear view mirror. And maybe you want to write down some of the good stuff, you know? Yeah. And Kara, nice to see you. Nice to see you. And you know what? The best laid plans of mice and men, right? We can make a plan. A plan is just that. A plan is just that. Sometimes our lives and our bodies have other things in mind. Honoring the fact that your body was tired and sleeping, chef's kiss, perfect thing. Can you imagine trying to get your plan done when your body was really just fighting for some sleep? So it makes sense. I often, especially if I'm in different time zones, I have to actively remember to not schedule myself for stuff the day after I travel, because your human body is literally and metaphorically time traveling. So it's going to be like, what the what? Okay. And as you said, tomorrow's another day. I feel a song coming on. I'm going to pack up all the pain. I'm going to keep it in my heart. I'm going to catch me the fastest train. Going to make me a better start, 'cause that's okay. Tomorrow's going to be another day. Hey, 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 hey. And I don't care what you say. Anybody. Tomorrow's going to be another day. It's a deep cut from the Monkees' first album. Remember that one? Anybody? Michelle says, making homemade chicken spring roll filling tonight. Ooh, fun. Okay. My kitchen is a disaster. Goal is to get kitchen in a much better shape before bed. Okay, I love the cooking metaphor in the actual cooking. Never mind the metaphorical cooking. During any kind of creative process, there is going to be a time where things look and feel worse. on the way to looking and feeling better. Your your tools and ingredients are going to be spread out, whether you're painting or you're cooking or you're decluttering or you're decorating or you're sewing, whatever creative thing you're doing, there is a part in every single one of those processes, which by the nature of creation, you're kind of spreading out your stuff and making a mess, a temporary mess, before you get to the good part. So yay, Michelle, for making the spring roll filling. If you only wanted a clean kitchen, you would never cook in it. Hopefully, those of you who are kitchen oriented are also cooking in your lovely kitchens. But I love that you have a goal to get the kitchen not best, not perfect, but much better shape. Better shape plus the much. I love it. Now, isn't this funny? Cheryl, I do this. I do this myself too, I will say. Now, Cheryl is saying, I've been cleaning for 2 days to get ready for our cruise on Friday. First vacation in 22 years. Well, yay. But isn't it interesting that sometimes we clean and we get stuff ready and then we leave our houses entirely? Now, I think what you're doing is great because when you come home, probably tired, probably needing a nap like Erin, excuse me, uh sorry, I totally Kara. I don't know why I said Erin. That's weird. Kara was mentioning it will be nice to come back from that vacation. And sometimes you need a vacation when you come home from your vacation. So coming home to a cleaner house might feel good. Congratulations on the vacation. Okay. Now, this is cool. Judy Dukes just started her diffuser with a relaxing essential oil. Notice your senses. I almost said a noun as a person, place, or thing. I'm getting kind of tired, so the wires are getting crossed in my brain. But you've got your eyes are a sense, you've got your hearing, you've got your smell, your sense of smell. What does it smell like? A diffuser that smells with a relaxing oil. Yeah, there we go. And going to work on my schedule for tomorrow and Friday and enjoy my bedroom. Yay for enjoying your bedroom. Think back just to this time last week. Your bedroom wasn't as enjoyable as it is now, but you made it enjoyable. So, yay. Good. Now, Penny Myers, Honey Bunch, I know exactly what you're talking about. Penny says, I was at my hoarder mother's house today. Now I'm in bed. Yes. Dealing with clutter, dealing with quantities of clutter will wipe you out. Will wipe you out. That's okay. Things we do, if we did nothing, we would still lose energy. You are given energy to use it, and then you fill it up again, and you use it and you fill it up. It's like a car gas tank, or I guess I should be modern. Excuse me. And also include, the electric vehicles, which actually is a better thing because filling your car tank can take just a few minutes, but charging your battery takes a little bit longer. Yes to coming home to a clean house, says Cheryl. Wendy LCM says, can rest and relax when you get home to a clean place. What a wise choice. Happy travels. Yes. Yes. Thank you for the advice and encouragement. Notice the things you can do to make things look good. Cheryl's doing that. So when she opens up her door to come in, she's not going, ugh, back to this place, but she's saying, yay, home. Because when you leave, sometimes you're happy to get home. So it looks good. What does it sound like? Can you make your home sound more pleasant to yourself now? Now, that could be turning on some music. That could be turning off some music. It could be turning down some things. Eyes, ears, we talked about the smell, touch. Can you get more comfortable? I know I have almost like a little bra strap action happening here that I am looking forward to getting in my pajamas, getting in more relaxing. How can it feel better on your skin? Are you cold? Could you warm up? Are you hot? Can you cool down? My hands are feeling a little bit dry. I want to put some lotion on them and not put the lotion in the basket. Creepy. Here's one that I just thought of. Taste. Taste. Now, here's a funny thing. Right now, at this time of day, the taste I want in my mouth is not the accumulation of foodstuffs that I've eaten today. It's the clean taste of toothpaste. Is the lack of taste in my mouth, or maybe a minty fresh one, right? So think about how you could do something nice for each one of your senses. I think I caught them all. Did I miss any? If I did, put them in the comments. And here's one too. Remember they used to talk about this, and I'm thinking of things like, what was that thing? Hold on. Leonard Nimoy in Search of, I think it was. And back in the day, they would talk about like the sixth sense. I think there was even that movie, The Sixth Sense. I can barely pronounce it without lisping. The sixth sense. How you feel. How you feel that's not kind of tactile feeling, but more energetic feeling, you know? And what could you do to make your energy feel better right now? Now, I love this. Wendy says, the Beth that wakes up tomorrow will thank you for teeth cleaning tonight. Yes, exactly. Yeah. The funny thing is, I already know sometimes morning me is like, did I brush my teeth last night? Because it doesn't, what was that? Morning, like morning breath. Remember those commercials? But yes, at least I will know that I brushed my teeth. And you know why? This may sound wacky to you guys, but I own it. I have brushed my teeth on my habit tracker because if I don't, it is something that I often say, F it, I'm going to bed. But I will do that. I have gotten so much better at that. It's crazy. Am I perfect at it? No. There'll be a time, don't judge, when I have not brushed my teeth, but it is less frequent. I'm not going for perfection. I allow myself the grace of not doing something someday. There we go. And Wendy, and Wendy, I'm just curious. You don't have to share unless you want to. What does LCM stand for? I'm trying to think of it, and I'm drawing a blank. But Wendy is saying my declutter life is doing things now, in the now, so that future Wendy can thank me. Yeah, I do a lot of that when we travel because we travel a lot, both for business and pleasure and everything in between. And I enjoy opening up the fridge when we come home and it's empty and clean. Not empty, empty, but there's nothing rotting in it. I love opening up the door to our house when we come home and knowing that it smells nice because we took the trash out, that we come home and the bed is made, that there aren't, it's not crappy when you come home, you know? There we go, Mary Lou Rizzo. High five for those of us who need to remind ourselves to brush our teeth in the evening. Um, there we go. And Sue is wrapping up chores. Chores. Doesn't that make you sound like what is it? Little House on the Prairie? You're gonna go out and churn some butter or gather the eggs or something? Chores. What a chore. I'm wrapping up my chores around the house before a late girl dinner and shows at 8. Ooh, what are you watching? What are you watching? Oh, okay. Wendy, LCM, nothing clever, just the rest of my name. Thank you. Yep. Totally cool. I know some people put little acronyms down, so thanks for letting me know. And Danielle Zink is saying the future me thing can be motivating for me. I never thought about that before me. Yeah, you have past you. You have history you. You have today you and you have future you. Now, if the funny thing is future you is really you in the present of tomorrow. Whoa, that's too much thinking for right now. But just think of it. Past you is somebody who collected some stuff. Today you is deciding whether you want it or not. And oftentimes, when you decide what you want or not, you're not just thinking about today, but you're kind of projecting out, time traveling into the future, saying, will future me want this? You know? Ooh, Therapy Gal Sue, going to start season 2 of Severance. Yeah, you are in for a roller coaster, my friend. And what I want to offer to you too is, yeah, future me. That helps me keep on track. So notice this: Wendy and Danielle are saying that this concept of future me, not just me today, but projecting out what might I want in the future. What am I going to be grateful for in the future? Future me helps me to keep on track because I'm being kind to myself. I am kind to everyone else. Why not be kind to myself? There we go. McDuck's likes Paradise. Now, Severance is not typically a show I would have watched. It was more kind of scary, more kind of sciencey fictiony, but I loved how it was shot. And what I will offer to you is that notion of kind of time travel between one side of your life and the other. Um, and that can take a toll on you. That's a lot of what we do when we're decluttering is visiting the past, being in the present, and going into the future. It's like being an astronaut. It's kind of exhausting, you know? Yes, and 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Is that the Addams Family or the Munsters? Or neither? I don't know. Um, Future me is always so glad I did the dishes the night before. Yeah. Yeah, those little things. Munsters. Do 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 do. I always remember that's the Munsters theme as opposed to do 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 do. The Munsters theme because Eddie Butch. Oh wait, hold on. Butch Patrick. I almost said Butch Walker, right? Butch Patrick. Back in the 80s when I was in college radio, there was a 45 we had, and it was "Whatever Happened to Eddie?" Do, 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 do. So that always reminds me of the Munsters. Yeah, I did watch a lot of TV and a lot of reruns. I think that's why I like such vintage stuff because I watched a lot of old timey TV. Even the modern TV, if you think about it in the 70s, think about this. This just occurred to me, so I'm going to run with it, right? Because it's evening. Is even in the 70s when I was growing up watching TV, a number of the shows that I would see were based in the past. Happy Days, Sunday, Monday, Happy Days, Shamil Shlemazel, Laverne and Shirley. Monday night was Little House on the Prairie. And you know what's funny? I almost started singing the theme to the Waltons, which was also back in the day. So Waltons, Little House, all of that stuff. Are you surprised? Am I surprised that even some of the modern TV was back in the day? Just something to think about. I think about a lot. I'm looking at my tomorrow and I'm looking at my today. This was my today. I did a pretty good job. I'm digging it. Yay, see 1313. There we go. Oh, here's a fun thing. Learn from me. Don't overexert yourself. Don't hurt yourself. I did too much 2 days ago when I did not realize at the time. Maybe this will happen to you, clutter wise or otherwise. When you're in the moment, you don't realize when you've gone past your limit of energy or strength, but you'll feel it afterwards. This is like when you declutter and you're going and you're like, this is good, this is good, this is good, and then you're exhausted. This happened to me in my strength training. I was doing good. It didn't feel so bad when I was there, I was stretching. And then I thought it would be good to do some yoga because I was stretching in a different way. Oh my God, you guys, I could barely walk. I felt like an old person. So what I did was I had a plan. I was going to go to strength training tomorrow morning. Nope. No, because I'm not going to hurt myself. I won't get fooled again. I don't want to hurt myself. Now I had it on my plan. It was on my plan. I signed up for the class, but I already knew I was paying attention to how I feel and I was monitoring it. And I don't want to hurt myself again. So I'm going to do something different. So I will go out for a morning walk before tomorrow's YouTube live. So I'm crossing out strength and I'm going to put walk instead, right? Because it was good that I did what I did. I truly believe that what I did also gave me a bit of strength, but knowing your capacity and going up to it, but not going over it. And sometimes we don't know that and we learn kind of the hard way. Yes, the best laid plans, but the cool thing is I did lay a plan. I would rather lay a plan and change it. Oh, I have a fun story about that. I would rather make a plan and then modify it than not have a plan at all and wake up and be like, whoa, what the hell's going on? Now, here's a funny thing about having a plan and being flexible. Having a plan and being flexible. I love how those things work together. Those of you who saw me this morning, I'm trying to figure out where my bangs are right here on this side. Yep, kind of wonky. This morning, I had more hair on my head than I do now. I got a haircut in between these things. And the funny thing is I thought, and this is talking about making long-term plans, and I make plans in the kind of near future, and then I pencil in stuff for the far future, but I keep it all flexible. As I was leaving my hair guy today, Phil is awesome. I love him. He's so great. And we just talk about travel and we get ourselves inspired and we just manifest stuff. It's great. So I decided today, I was like, hey, you know what I'll do? I rarely do this. This was really funny to me anyway. I said, I will plan not just my next haircut, because I always do that before I leave. I always make sure that I have an appointment before I leave, so I have it to look forward to. I decided to do mine for May as well, the end of May. And we're looking and I'm like, "Okay." And we both said, I said, "Now wait a minute. Just so we're both clear, I'm putting this, but just in case we need to change it, we're flexible, right? For travel." And he's like, "Yeah, I will totally give you I will totally give you a heads up if I'm going to travel." And I was like, "Oh, this is funny because I was talking about me traveling." So this is at like 10:30 this morning. I make that plan. I come home. My husband says, "Hey, check this out. We may have the opportunity to do some international travel in May, and wouldn't you know it, it may be over. It may waka waka. It may be over that day that I had just planned a haircut." It was comical. I said, "Isn't this funny? I made a plan, but I'm flexible enough to change it." So I immediately texted Phil and I said, "Remember how we talked about 10 minutes ago about being flexible with plans in case of travel? Travel plans might have come up." Wicked sighted. Not mint. We're not even that far, but I'm telling you, Kara, we're still. I won't divulge the details because I'm actually going to find out more when my husband gets home or when I get off of this and I chat with him. It'll be international. I'm thinking we'll fly. Well, we'll see because we're maybe flying out of the DC area, but I'll keep you posted. And I am going to see what it's like to not travel coach. I will give you that much, okay? And I will learn from you. I don't know if it's going to be a lay flat seat or whatever. If his ticket is getting paid for by somebody else, I might want to sit with him. I don't want to be too bougie and sit up in like medium class, not full first class, but medium class if he's back in coach. But we're going to play with it and it'll be fun. So, but yeah. So make a plan. Everybody, make plans, but keep space for unexpected delights. Now, it's not whipped cream and other delights like Herb Alpert, but it's unexpected delights. I literally have. I should yeah, because you don't expect them. I love delight. Groove is in the heart. I love the feeling of delight. Do you like the feeling of delight? And not like the delight, which means it's got saccharin in it and it's like dessert of gelatin or something gross like that. What feelings do you like? Now, I have a list of them actually. I'll read you mine. I've probably shared it before. And how can I get more of this in my life? Flexibility, peace of mind, curiosity, delight, engagement. I like to be engaged in, I mean, not engaged, I'm married for crying out loud, but engaged in what I'm doing, engaged in an interesting conversation, connected and concentrated and stuff like that. You know, unexpected delights. I had no idea when I was making that thing that the universe was saying, and here's the thing, I will share this with you. I will always ask. I have learned it's better to ask if I can be included and hear it no from somebody else than not ask at all. I think I told you guys about that, about asking if I could go and I heard no and then I heard yes. And the next thing you know, we're in a millionaire's like place on Malibu Beach. I don't want to get too showy offy, but it happened. It was great. Um, this is a thing where he told me about it, and I was like, "Ooh, are girls involved, or is this going to be like the He-Man Women's Haters Club?" Now it's a band, and so I was like, "I'm going to be mindful of this." And so here's what I did. This was really fun. Is I decided as when I went out on my walk, I said, "You know what? I don't want to ruin the vibe. If the boys are going to go out and they're just going to want to be like drinking whiskey and playing guitar, and me asking if I could go could just throw a monkey wrench into the vibes, I'll be cool with not going because I want to travel with my husband where it feels good. It doesn't feel like it's bad." Well, these travel plans are coming up that the travel plans were like, "Hey, if you want to include your significant other, I'm sure we could work it out." Now that I did not expect that it was going to be Beth doesn't even have to ask because we are saying spouses can come. So I'll keep you posted. But that was just something wicked fun that happened to me today. It was so fun, yes, that I added it to my good book of stuff. I didn't expect it, you know? Now, yay. Oh, Robin. Robin says, "I have a full day of travel tomorrow and then all day Saturday." So tomorrow, Robin, is going to be busy. And Saturday, Robin is going to be busy. So what did today Robin do? Fly, Robin, fly. She spent today packing and cleaning, and now melting, melting into the chair. You know how we talk about the downs? The breathing down, the calming down, the slowing down. This is a time of day to do this too. It's also the melting down. Pretend all of your pretend all of your muscles have just turned to like warm wax and they're melting. Are you holding tension? Can you just let it melt away? I'll offer this to you. I said melting wax, but when I was at yoga on Monday night, that was supposed to be like relaxo yoga. I kept on picturing my skin as holding in mashed potatoes. Like everything inside, there was no muscles, there was no bones. It was just all mashed potatoes. Like where was I holding? Can I melt it down? What a delightful feeling to melt down into your chair. Yeah, melting down into your chair. That sounds good. That sounds good. And look what you did. Today, Robin was taking care of tomorrow, Robin. So what are you going to do today? What did you do today? You still have time. I don't care what time zone you're in. You can do something for your tomorrow self that your tomorrow self will look back and be like, thanks, yesterday self, you know? And I'm looking at my calendar and I will tell you one of the things I did. So I'll offer this as something you can do. They say when you put braces on your teeth, they're kind of, they don't want to have spaces in between your teeth. And sometimes you do, and you have to water pick or dental floss. I want your schedule to have spaces in between it like teeth. I want you to schedule some stuff and then have time to fart around, and then schedule some stuff and then fart around, and schedule some stuff and then have time open for unexpected opportunities. There we go. Kara just went through her mail. She's been away for a while. She was tired. She slept, and now sleep, you guys. Sleep is such an important ingredient, and it's free. You don't have to buy it. Dreaming is free also, according to Debbie Harry. Okay? When you dream and you sleep, you are giving yourself energy. Kara was tired. Her body said, no, I'm going to bed. She honored that. She slept. And now she had some energy to go through the mail. She's going to grab the wash she put in this morning back when I had energy. Yeah, so she's got a little bit of energy. So she's going to do stuff. I also offer this because it's night where I am and it's getting to be night maybe where you are. Do any of you, just do a check. Do any of you have wet wash in the laundry in the washing machine? If you do, you might want to put it in the dryer now so it doesn't just sit there and get all green and moldy. Okay? There we go. I love Blondie and the Cars. Yes. Yes. She's my best friend's girl. Life's the same, I'm moving in stereo. Life's the same except for my shoes. I'm doing like the Stephen Eady version of Rick Ocasek. Wendy says, yes, I was overworking myself. I didn't realize I needed to recharge my batteries. I am getting more done by giving myself breaks. Yes. Now, my goal, I'll be honest with you guys, please, productivity can feel good, but don't think you need to be productive all the time. You do not need to produce something. But when you give yourself breaks, you may have energy to do more things. And when you're doing more things, do it for you. Work, not so much. Do work during work hours, and then punch the clock. Punch the clock, as Elvis Costello would say, or I would in many jobs that I've worked on. Okay? There we go. Wendy just checked. Nope, I have been good about making sure I do laundry when I can finish it. Yes, my husband and I do this, and it's a little bit different because he's a late night guy, so he will put stuff in the dryer, and then if it stays there overnight, we just fluff it up so it doesn't sit in the washer or dryer. It's my proudest accomplishment in my decluttered journey. And notice what Wendy did, you guys. Notice, because you can do it too. Play along at home. looking at your schedule and saying, when is a time that makes sense for me to do this? When is there a time where I will be able to put the laundry in and wash it, have it wash, and put it in the dryer and have it dry? And if I can't do that, if it feels like it's going to sit wet in the washer, I don't even start the washing machine. I might go as far as taking the dirty clothes and putting it in the washing machine, and then at least do that one step. And then, like in the morning, I will run it. So notice scheduling things when it is easy for you to accomplish it and finish it to the extent to you that you want. Okay. Scheduling things helps make it easy. Now I love it. Wendy used to not do that. I used to leave laundry in the dryer, in baskets and piles everywhere. Now it has a place to be put up, so I complete it. So, yeah, here, that's great. That's so insightful. Do you have laundry hanging around in the dryer, in baskets, in piles, everywhere, on top of your bureau or your dresser, as some people call it, because it's easier to spell than bureau? One of the reasons I have learned that many people keep their laundry in these kind of limbo spaces is because it is difficult for them to put the laundry away because there's not enough room in the drawers or in the closet. Does that sound familiar? If it does, please know you're not alone. Yep. There we go. 1313 Mockingbird Lane says, I've been forcing myself to not let folded laundry sit. And it's slowly becoming a habit now. That's the only way anything ever becomes a habit. And especially with a lot of us, and sometimes with a lot of us, just to not feel alone. Some things never really become habits. That's why I have a habit tracker to remind me to do something as mundane as brush my teeth at night. Okay. Habits happen slowly. That's okay. Habits happen slowly. Be patient with yourself. That's how things change slowly. When things change too fast, they can unchange too fast. So, one of the reasons you may be struggling with your laundry is because there's a whole clothing process and there's like a gap, there's like a stuck, there's a what the again, it's late at night. A roadblock. See, I have that word written down there. There is a roadblock in your process, which is your closet and your drawers may be too full. Yeah. Wendy is saying I had multiple baskets in front of my dresser because my closet was cluttered. Now, after a 4-day weekend, I got my closet cleaned and decluttered. Now it's a closet, not a hoarder hideaway. I love that. Is that like the hefty hideaway, the hoarder hideaway? Yeah. And here's an interesting thing to think of. Now, I think of these things all the time, so it makes sense to me, but so maybe this will help you. Laundry and clothing wise. The clothing that's in your washing machine is stuff that's there because you wore it. You wore it because it fits on your body and it probably aligns with the season that you're living in. So it might be like sweatshirts and stuff, or it could be bikinis, depending upon where you live. But the clothing you have worn has gotten dirty because you wore it. And so it is clothing you're actively wearing, right? Here's a funny thing. I want you to think of your bureaus and your closet as like real estate. Hey, Louise, nice to see you. Real estate. That is a home for your clothes. Okay, so here's the funny thing. This is where my brain is going to some riffing because we were talking about travel and leaving your house. Okay, so some of your clothes start in a drawer and then they leave the drawer and they go on vacation, right? They go on vacation and they're in the washer and they're on your body and they're in the washer and then the dryer and then they get folded up and now they come back from vacation and they open the drawer and you know who's there? Squatters. Squatters. There are clothes in your drawers that are not clothes at all. You're not wearing them. You're not wearing them. They're the clothes that don't make it out, that just stay there and take up valuable real estate. And it's getting in the way of the clothing that actually is supposed to be there to help you, you know? So this happens with clothing. It happens with any stored item that there is a fixed amount of space. It's like a math problem. Your drawer in your bureau is a length and a width and a height and a whatever you call it, an area, like a 3D area. You can only fit a certain amount of t-shirts in that drawer. And when you have some that just hang out there and have become kind of permanent fixtures and they're not leaving, they can make it really difficult for your actual clothing wearing clothing to come back home and be in there. They're not moving, they're just sitting there. They're taking up valuable real estate and making it more difficult for you to do your laundry. Yay! I love that I made you laugh out loud, Louise. Yeah. Cuz they're like, "Yeah, we're just sitting here. We're not doing anything. We're not leaving. We're not leaving." They won't leave until you kick them out. What is it? You know, what is that thing? You evict them. Evict, yes. Mockingbird Lane. Yes, I will be evicting some tomorrow. Evict the clothing from your closet that is not clothing that you're actively wearing. The pick me clothes that never get chosen. Yeah, you can have sympathy for them. Hey, why aren't I wearing you? I'm sorry. I will wear you tomorrow. You know? But get curious about the clothing you have not worn yet this month. Now, my clothing tends to be a bit seasonal, but you always see me wearing the black things. You don't know that there's a short sleeve here, a long sleeve here. But I do switch over and I do notice the things I've worn and I haven't worn. I will be honest, I think I shared this today. I know that there's a skirt in that drawer, in that closet that I did not wear this season. You know why? I was afraid. I was afraid. I was afraid to try it on because I was afraid it wouldn't fit because it was kind of snug last season. Now, it isn't taking up a ton of room. There's plenty of room for other things, so no big deal. And I've lost an elbow or two. So next year I hope it's going to fit. But I noticed and I said, "Hey, I haven't worn that. Why?" "Oh, okay." But I plan on wearing it next year and I'm doing something to ensure that, you know? Yes. And you say, "Oh, hey, I'm not wearing you." You know what? I bought those pants in more than one color because I liked how they fit, but I realized I don't wear all the colors. The olive green ones I like and I wear all the time, but the white ones, they were a different cut and they feel kind of dumpy, and the black ones just, I don't like them. So I'm sorry. It's not you, it's me. It's just not working out. Release to someone who will wear it. I know there's somebody out there who will love you like you deserve to be loved, but it's not me. Let's break up and I'll send you off to the Goodwill so somebody can find you and be delighted with you and love you the way you should be loved. But it ain't me, babe. Right? Yes. Yes. Exactly. Wendy is saying, I gave myself permission. Everybody, write yourself a permission slip. Give it to yourself and allow yourself to do something. Wendy gave herself permission to toss bras I hated. And you know how she knew she hated it? Because every time she looked at them, her body would growl. "Arr, arr." Yeah. Notice your body does not communicate in words. It communicates in feelings and sounds and movements. "Arr." Or you recoil. "Ugh, I don't like that." You know? So pay attention to the clues you're getting from the words in your head, but also your body. Yes. And Kara says sometimes it's good for you to let stuff go that isn't right for you now. I say all the time, it is good for you to let stuff go that isn't right for you. Yeah. And McDugg's is wisely saying our stuff needs constant reviewing. There may be, so I can think of bras, okay? Bras, for example. I can think of a bra that I wore for a while, and this is funny because I remember wearing it at my mother's house when I was helping her declutter. and I'd be bending over and putting stuff in a box or picking stuff up. And just the way the bra was, I'm not kidding you, my boobs would like fall out the front. It was just the way it was cut. And it was so freaking aggravating. It was like a stand up bra versus like a bend over kind of bra. And it would get me so aggravated. So, but I would still put it on and wear it because I didn't have anything better. Then I got something better. And then I, with delight, threw it in the trash can. Now, had I known about places you could recycle bras, it was kind of ratty anyway. So I still don't know if I would have done it because it was like like when you wear your junky work clothes, but it was comical. Yeah, it would be like bloop, bloop, bloop. And then I'd stand up and I'd go, and I'd have to tuck them back in. And I mean, they're not as, they're people have bigger ones, but it was still annoying. Then I found a better bra that did not do that. And oh my God, it felt so much better. So notice the clothing that makes you go, the underpants that give you wedges, the underpants that make you feel like a granny, the the things that just have it's too close up here, or it's an itchy fabric, or it shows your belly blurbs and it doesn't feel good. Some people can walk around with like a muffin top and they don't even mind it. I don't feel comfortable that way. And so when my, tops and bottoms split, I don't like that. Yes, release those rioter panties. Ugh. Yeah. Robin goes through her closet quarterly and sorts out and donates. Yeah, that's one of the great things about living in a place like I do that has different seasons, is that there is a time that you think, oh my God, I'm going to be wearing like, heavy duty leggings for the rest of my life. But then it gets to be like a 70 or 80-degree day. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get out my spring and summer clothes. Yes, Louise. Yeah, I totally. Pre-COVID, does anybody have clothes that they were used to wearing prior to COVID? And then once COVID hit, things changed. I was an underwire bra gal for decades, for decades. And they have changed bras now. I no longer, I actually, this was really funny because there was a company that made bras that right before, yes, comfy bras for life, 100%. Yeah. And I had purchased some new kind of going out of the house kind of bras prior to COVID because I didn't know COVID was coming. And they were underwire, and I had a bright pink one and stuff like that. But man, when I was not leaving the house, I was walking around with like just an undershirt over, because nobody was seeing it. And then I realized how much more comfortable I was with like a stretchy bra. Now it didn't lift and separate like Jane Russell's 14-hour, 24-hour bras, whatever. I don't care. I don't want lift and separate. I want comfy. I don't want to be poked. So there was a time past me used to wear underwire bras. Then more recent past me said, I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to wear comfy bras. And now today I am total comfy bra person that I will put on a bra. And if it isn't comfy, nope, put it away. Yes. Hey, this is comical and I love comedy. Kara says, life is too short to wear uncomfortable undies. Yes. And I love that you almost typed that onto your resistance thread. I think you should. I think that might give people the chuckle they need, because if you are fighting the resistance, if you are in the resistance and fighting, you need to laugh. Laughter is a form of resistance. It is. It is. Laughing is a release of endorphins. So give them an opportunity to laugh. Also, here's a good thing to share with your resistance thread. Last night there was a special election here in Pennsylvania, and 2 seats got to be blue. Yay, 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 because I'm mortified that I live in a red state, but that's just me. All right. There we go. Yes, Therapy Gal Sue is saying completely different wardrobe now. No more power high heels and comfy rules. And notice when you feel better, you do better. You are not concentrating on how uncomfortable your feet are. You're able to run away from predators because you've got comfortable shoes on. You're not hobbling around and uncomfortable and always, adjusting stuff. You can concentrate when your body feels physically better, you know? And own that. How can you incorporate that on what you're wearing tomorrow? Okay. Tomorrow, you will thank you if the outfit that you're picking out tonight does not have uncomfortable clothes. And uncomfortable is a category of clothing that you may have if you're not wearing everything that you own. You may have something that you're not wearing because it is not comfortable. And comfort is comfortable. This is why I always say, remember, this is so funny. People say, get out of your comfort zone. Rah. I can't stand those people. I'm like, screw you. I like to be comfortable. Why would he get outside of my comfort zone? It's uncomfortable there. No. You know what we do? Yeah. Almost everyone wears undies. One of our friends is famous for not wearing them, but I won't go into it. He's a case. What I say is, instead of getting outside of your comfort zone, expand your comfort zone. Expand it. Kara just did that because she expanded her comfort zone to include flying mint class on JetBlue. Now she has expanded her world to say, I am the kind of person who flies mint class. I deserve to wear comfy undies. I have thrown away or, responsibly recycled the textiles of my old crappy undies, and I deserve to wear undies that feel good, that the fabric feels good, that it's good for my lady parts to breathe, that I'm not getting a wedgie, that I don't have underalls and, what do you call it? Like, you can't see my panties through my pants or whatever. Now, Barb Wills Dean says, always hoping to find my perfect shoe. Okay? Always hoping to find my perfect shoe. You know what? Your perfect shoe is I was thinking about it today. I think all the time. Your perfect shoe changes throughout your life. I was thinking today about how I used to wear Keds all the time. I was never a Chucks. I would trip and fall when I was wearing Chuck Taylor's Converse. That was my sister. My sister was the Converse. I was always like the cheerleader sneakers, but they were black. They were always a bit new wave punk rock. And I would wear them for years until I started getting plantar fasciitis and I'd be hobbling around, right? Suddenly, my idea of the perfect shoe, and I just got some today, is a sneaker with like a very squishy sole so it feels comfortable on my feet so I can walk and my feet don't hurt. Are they stylish? I don't care. They're comfortable. And if somebody is judging me on how my sneakers look, they're not anybody I want to hang out with anyway. I don't care about that. If I feel good, I don't care what anybody else thinks. Isn't that fun? So freeing. So freeing. It's like taking off your bra at the end of the night, right? So, speaking of taking your bra off at the end of the night, yes, right. Wendy is saying, yes, past me in my 20s would not agree with the comfy shoes of my 50s, but we also wore jellies in our youth and the wooden clog things with the bump in the toe. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now, Louise is saying in a many live 3 surgeries for breast cancer. Why am I holding on to these underwires that are not good for breast health? See, I didn't even know they weren't good for your health, but yeah, after this live, I will be paying these drawers a visit. Yeah. Yes. And I love this. I love this. Kara posted her thread on underpants to her resistance thread. Let's see if anybody notices it. Yes, I hope you bring a smile. I hope it brings a smile to their faces, you know? And yeah, notice the things that we never would think we would do back in the day, now that we're doing it. You know what? You're going to change. You have different chapters in your life. 20-year-old me, almost 60-year-old me, and all the me's in between. I wore little like white little leather shoes when I was a little kid. I've seen pictures. And then you change from this and you change from that. You're always evolving and our bodies are evolving, you know? Barb is asking my sneakers. I think they were New Balance. Now I know they are not necessarily the best brand to get, but I got some, and they don't give me blisters, and I have two toes that often get blisters, have gotten blisters in the past when I've done a lot of walking, and I do a lot of walking. These do not give me the blisters, and those blisters hobble me. So find out what works for you. I also ordered a size larger than I used to wear, because who knows, maybe my feet, with all the with 58 plus years of gravity, my feet are getting splayed out. I know I have bunions, I've heard hokas are good. Yeah, you got to experiment with the things that look good and feel good and all that stuff. Yep. So notice the things the things that help you feel more comfortable, and then you're not being distracted by pain in your body, so you can focus on things that are more important. Yes, and Jazzy Girl 24/100. Yes, I just turned 61, and I don't care if people don't think what I'm wearing is cool or nice. Yeah, there was a time when I cared about that stuff. I love the feeling of not giving a shit. I love the feeling of not caring about what other people think. It is so freeing. It is so quieting to the mind to not be like, what would other people think? What would other people think? What do they think? Am I being judged? And if I am, I don't want to hang out with judgy people. Do I judge people? No. Oh, well, I have a judgy part of me. I admit, mea culpa. But am I paying attention actively to what people are wearing? No. I hope you aren't too, and I hope you're not judgy. So, judgy, I just realized I'm just glancing down at the clock. I've barely had a sip of water. I'm going to hydrate. You do too. Yeah. We got 3 minutes left. Isn't it crazy? Oh, Kara says I wrecked my feet from wearing candies. I always wanted candies. My mother would never let me get them. New Balance Fresh Foam more. Yes, that's what I have. That's what I have. Like Hoka's for wide feet. My feet aren't wide, but the smushy foam is a game changer. Oh, and you can't wear your Dance Goes anymore. Oh, that's a bummer. I have a really cute pair of Dance Go um, uh, sandals that I got because we have the Dance Go outlet near us, and they are adorable. And I got a lot of compliments on them at the when we went on the cruise. So, but they look orthopedic practically, but they're bright yellow. They're like this 70s yellow, so they're kind of sassy. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think mine just Barb, it might help you. I think mine were called the 860s. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. See if you like them. I also tried on other ones and I totally felt like I was wearing clown shoes. Yeah, and they are totally good for walking. That's all I ever do. I am so not a runner. Yep. Yep. Oh, that's funny. Candies are the shoes I thought of with the toe bump and the wooden soles. Yeah, or the fake wood. It was like the plastic that was made to look like wood. Remember those? Ah, the things we did in our youth, you know? Um, but yeah, but we're here. Yeah, ouch now. Yeah, but we're here. We've made it this far, even with all those things we wore. Oh, see, this is funny. I just got an alert for a Google flight. It went up, it went down, it went up. We're here. How can we make tomorrow better for ourselves and other people? Ah, Dr. Scholl's, I can feel my heel clipping on the back of that and hear them clopping along, you know? There we go. I love it. Louise says, this live had given me places to visit in my home to let go of things that aren't comfy. Yes, how about this? I'm planting a seed. Tonight or even tomorrow, play I Spy with my little eye when you're looking in your bureau or your closet or your laundry and say, I spy with my little eye clothing that is something that is not comfortable to my body, and do something about it. Okay. There we go. There we go. Perfumes and aromas. Now I wear Crocs. Yeah. Sue is calling the Dr. Scholl's the wooden death traps. Yes. But you know what we did? We wanted to fit in. We wanted to wear what was cool. We wanted to be part of a bigger community. Now look at us. We are part of a community that doesn't care about that anymore and is wearing comfy shoes. All right. Now, it is about to turn 9 p.m. Talk about uncomfortable clothes. The more I talk about it, the more I'm realizing I've got this like bra strappy tight thing, you know? Kara, I won't tell anyone that you love your Crocs, okay? That's a secret with just us, you know? Um, I wear UFOs instead. I don't wear the Crocs, but I have some UFOs that work for me. Okay? So look up UFOs, those might help you. Okay? See, here we are. Comfort. When you feel good, you're less distracted and you can focus on the things that truly matter. Okay? And there we go. Making up little things for your Crocs. This is so fun. I love it, you guys. Well, I'm going to sign off now. Tomorrow, this is fun. Tomorrow, around this time, in 9 hours, I'm going to come back. I got a YouTube live. I'm sharing the TV guide with you. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., I've got a YouTube live, and right after that is a TikTok live. So between 9 and 11 tomorrow, I'm going to show up. If that works for you, show up. But also, if it doesn't, no big deal. Okay? I hope you all have a fun evening. Always fun to hang out. Remember, there's nothing wrong with feeling good because when you feel good, you're going to do good. Okay? Now, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to get in my pajamas, brush my teeth, see my hubs, and I'll see you guys in the morning. All right? Good night.